In the first Descendant, there are 3 Descendants that are so useful that they're considered must-haves. Not because of their strength in game, mind you, or because of how fun they are to play, but because without them, you literally cannot get certain items. So today we'll go over all of these Descendants and how you can get them so you can keep grinding. Let's dive into it. Right, so starting off with Sharen, I'm going to show you guys what exactly you can do with her and why you do need her. And that's specifically, you want to do these outposts. So if you guys already seen these already, you do them and kill the towers and you can get a little bit of loot. But if you actually use Sharen with them, you do an infiltration, you can not only get the O98 like you can see here, but if you scroll down, you can get the O99 as well at a decent chance as well. So all you need to do is, again, you need to have Sharen for this. She's the only character that can do this. And then you hop on in, you go invisible. And then you're gonna start a hack. And what matters a lot for Sharen here specifically is when a long duration build. That's like the one thing I've focused when I built this one, and the only reason I wanted it is because otherwise you cannot get all of the hacks in one go. You can still roll and do a lot of different, like you can jump, roll, and there we go. You can jump, you can roll, you can grapple, mid-invisibility, so it's pretty great. But she doesn't have that much fighting power, so keep that in mind. That's way better. Now, did we get what we wanted? No. But, again, it's about a 5 to 25% drop rate on this one specifically. It gives you that additional item. We can run out this one as well, just to give you guys a better example so you guys can actually see it. It's funny too, because this is really just the introduction to the character, and we just... Alright, we gotta show it, because I'm gonna show you guys how to get it as well. Like, what I found to be the most optimum way of getting Sharen, which I believe is probably the same way as everything else. It's a pretty easy thing to do, pretty easy path to take. And I still like how the shadow character thing is all caked up. That's just such a Nexon moment. Alright. Can we get him though? I need to work on my aim. Alright, fuck it, we go Funny Cage. There we go. And there you go, the 103, which, as you might not know, is the one you get down here and not the one you get up here. So you might still not get both, you might still only get one of them, but that's why you have Sharen. So, moving on, let's go over how you actually can get her. And like I said, I only use her for infiltrations. I don't really like using Sharen usually, so I'm swapping to Bunny, just so I can actually show you guys how to get her. Let me show you exactly how that's done. So first off, obviously, maybe play somebody else than Sharen, because you're not gonna have her. In my case, I have Ultimate Bunny. This one's for you, chat. This one's for you, so you guys have something to enjoy looking at. I know some of you guys want to look at my face. Now you got a little bit of both. So yeah, you just go to this console right here, and you don't even need to do hard for this one. You can do it on hard if you want to, but it doesn't really matter. And then you're gonna want to run Seed Vault in Echo Swamp. Where is it? There. Seed Vault in Echo Swamp for the enhanced cells. Has a 20% drop rate right here. Sharen enhanced cells. All you need to do is do this one, run it once. We could keep running it just to show you guys getting the cells, but I feel like this probably is gonna make the video longer to record, and I think you guys will get the point. We can just Photoshop it in here and say, Ottr got it. I'll play this one towards hard. I forgot exactly how you do it, but it's fine. Really? It's not working with me today. Even got a complex carbon activator to go. Let's go. Oh man. I swear to god, these fucking checkpoints are way less forgiving than the ones on hard mode. I've never had it to touch them like that. Does the normal bunny and old bunny share the same module slots and patterns? No. It's like a new Descendant, basically. That's just me answering chat over at twitch.tv/Ottr. Come on in, ask any questions you might have. I'll try my best to answer them. If I don't know it, chat knows it. Great community, great guys. Some may say the greatest. And let's see, did we get it? No, we didn't get it, but this is where we get the, obviously, the sharen piece, the first one, that being the enhanced cells. Moving on though, of course, we have the sharen stabilizer. How do you get that? Why don't you use energy activator and ultimate bunny? I don't have it yet. I don't have one. I need to craft one, but we're making this video. So again, you can just go right back to the console. We're gonna get the stabilizer, and to do that, we just need to run the chapel. Oh, again on normal. I forgot where the chapel is. Is that also in there? Here. Yes, buffer Echo Swamp. Oh, how many hours do I have in this game? 160, probably like 170 by now. 160 by the tweet I made this morning. So, sadly didn't get it this time around, but that is how you get the stabilizer. So moving on. So the next one is we're gonna go into Agna Desert, the asylum. It is right here. You're gonna hop in, public, no private. Alright, see if we got it this time. I'm stupid, we didn't hack it yet. There we go. Did we get it? At least we're getting a bunch of amorphous materials. Yeah, it's a good thing we're not grinding this, because we've gone grinding this for the video as well, because then we would have been out there for quite some time. Moving on though, we have the final part of sharen, and that is of course the code, which you will also get from Agna Desert. We're gonna head on over here to the console again. It is in Agna Desert, Caligu, Asueri, right here. You see the sharing code. And all of these have a 20% drop rate, so you just keep running it until you finally get it. It's not too much of an effort from your side. Both sharen and freyna are pretty much must-haves, I'd say. I think also the one we will get to by the end of this video is also extremely important, but he is not as easy. I will show you guys how to get sharen. I will show you guys how to get freyna, but as for the last, but they're pretty straightforward. But as for Enzo, the last one, it is definitely a way longer grind. So stay tuned for that one. And there we go. Now, sadly, no drop here either. But, you know, assuming you would run all of them one time, which I just did now myself, it would take you less than 30 minutes to do so, depending on how fast you run through it. And you would have all of the items, which you then would just go and you would slap them into the crafter, into the research over here with Anais, and it will take you a little while, a few hours. You know, let's just skip it. And then you would have sharen, which again is the first one that you need. The second one, as I mentioned, is freyna. She is a toxicity. I believe it might not be the only one, but she is a must-have because you really, really want abilities with toxic. The reason you want abilities with toxic is, well, she's kind of fun to play, but it's really just because some of the void shard events, the void missions, the void fragments, they actually require you to have a toxic. So these are obviously per element, and if you don't have a legend that has that element, you cannot do it. And that's very important to know, because there are certain events that give more void shards than other events, and it really depends on which ones. So for example, now I'm on hard, so I get a lot of them. I would get like 13 if I do this one. But basically, I get 13 inorganic void shards on this one, and you need toxic to activate it. We can hop on over, you can check it out. And if you want to get inorganic void shards, the optimal way to do it is by doing any of the void missions that are for toxic. If you want to do void missions or void fragments that are not toxic, because you don't have freyna, for example, all you can really do is run. I can see there's like some non-attributes, and there's some fire and whatever, but you're going from 12 to 11, 12, 13 inorganic void shards per run to 1, 2, 3 or 4, right? I don't even know if there's a 4 in here. Yeah, there's a 4 in here. Actually, that one is also toxic. Oh, there's one non-attribute there. Yeah, so like really overall you need to here's how that one looks like. So you really want to get freyna so you can do these, so you can farm void shards more optimally down the line. And just like Sharen, she is super easy to get. She's not that big of a deal, that much of a grind overall, but I'm gonna show you guys how to get her as well. But all right, so freyna, yep, she's right there. Let me go over how you actually can get her. All you have to do is hop into Vespers. You want to run shelter, public, of course. You can see there, they're 20% for the enhanced cells. And that's Suedo. Sadly, we didn't get it there either. Actually, I wonder if you can even get it once you've actually done it once, because I don't think I ever got it in duplicates. Does anyone in chat happen to know? Okay, so moving on. Now we can no longer do the rest of it from Albion. We could do Sharen all the way for Albion. It was really chill, but now we're gonna have to get our hands a little bit dirty. We're gonna have to go get the freyna stabilizer. How do we get that? We have to go do ruins over here. Takes about 10 minutes or less. All right, I have a teleporter nearby, so we just hop on in. This one is, I think we're on private now. Okay, we'll put it on public, maybe we get lucky. This one helps, the more people you have in your team, the faster it will go. Now, sadly, I was on private, so just on public, we might get lucky and get somebody hop in, but you just have to stand by the bot, really. Can't wait for fan art of Bunny. Oh, there already is. There already is. So much fan art of Bunny. Quotation marks. Alright, so we didn't get it there, but that's the run you have to do in order to get the stabilizer. So moving on, we want to get the spiral catalyst, which you will get from Ruins Underground Entrance. It's over here. Like when you're in the map, in the global map, instead of like just in the region. Now this guy already started it, but you can already see the beginning. And sadly we didn't get the freyna one here either. But you know, if we were really lucky, I mean, like you said, we're wasting all the bad RNG. We would have had the spiral catalyst already. Moving on, we have the freyna code right here, which you will get from a amorphous pattern. You will start off by running here. There's a 20% chance, right? We're gonna start off by hopping on over there. All right, so they're all here. Very simple. It's just an outpost. Just break it. There we go. And then the boss spawns right here. And bam. Now he didn't drop it this time. That's a 20% drop rate. If you don't get it, what you can do is, again, what I just did is I made it private. And you just hop onto another outpost even. You just get out of this area. Get out of Rockfall in this case. Get out of the area. You jump on over to a different one. And then you're just gonna jump right back. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. It really depends on like RNG and what server you get put in. If somebody else already cleared it in the server you get put in. Even in private, you're still sharing servers in a way. Now I didn't. So we can just go right back. And sadly we didn't get it, but you can just keep rerolling that until you get it, and when you finally do, now you have an amorphous material. What do you do with it? Okay, you already know what to do with an amorphous material. What you need to do is you take it over here to this reactor right here, conveniently right next to it, and you're gonna wanna unlock it. Now, if you don't have the shards that you need, you can easily get them by running this void fragment over here. I'm gonna show you guys how to run it. This is actually the best place to get monomer shards as well, funny enough. Now, if you're on hard, or have access to hard, what you can do is just change to hard, as this will triple the amount of shards you get out of doing these. So you would get 4 for that one, and now you are gonna get, as you can see, 11. So not exactly, but more or less, right? You will get more. This is also not the optimal monomer, I was wrong, but we're making a video. I'm currently working on a video which will show the most optimal way where you can get every single void shard. If you guys haven't subscribed, I do suggest doing that. I'll just show this one because it's still easier, I believe, to just get this one done here than go all the way to the optimal spot and do it from over there. This one will need to do it once. Okay, I'm also doing it wrong to begin with. It should be here. And that's the 12, or rather the 11. And once you've done that, we're gonna switch back to normal here because it doesn't really matter which one we do, because there's no drop rate on this amorphous material. As long as you have the amorphous material, you're gonna get it because there's only one thing you can get out of it. Do I do my own editing? No, most cases I actually hire people to do it. I think the video we did 2 days ago explaining the crystallization catalyst, that one I did it myself, but normally we have people do it. So now we have all of the shards. Well, it's 12, so worst case you'll have to run it twice, but it's good to have extra. Then all we have to do is operate that fusion reactor, open that bad boy up, and there you go. Bim bam boom. And then you're gonna spawn one of these repurposed or reconstructed devices. You're gonna pop that bad boy up, and if you had a freyna, you would open it there, or the freyna amorphous material, you would open it right there. Simple as that. But now we still have one more item we need before we can start crafting freyna, and that of course is the freyna code. How do we get that? That is... Wait, that was the code. Sorry, I'm tired. That was the one we needed. Okay, so now we would have the code, and we could pop her in, and then you would have freyna after a considerable amount of hours. So again, those are the 2 easy ones. You can do them basically in normal all you want. You don't actually, I mean, you can do one only, again, you can get sharen just from stabilizers, or sorry, you can sharen just from Albion, and then you can do this one, freyna, just by staying in normal. You have to do like 1 quest and then do this one. But now we're gonna show you guys the one that isn't like a must-have necessarily, but I'd argue he still is because of how much time you save by having him, and that is Enzo. We're gonna pull Enzo up so you guys can get a good look at him. We're gonna explain how he works and how to get him. Actually, in retrospect, we should not have done that. So what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna show you guys exactly what it is Enzo does. Why is Enzo so good? Okay, so if you guys don't have Enzo, I'm gonna show you guys how much materials you will get from opening one of these caches here. These encrypted vaults give a ton of very valuable crafting materials. Depending on what zone you are in, they're giving you different materials. And almost every single weapon that you want to craft or Descendant you want to craft, needs these materials. We look at the Helion here, reverse charging coil, insulated metallic foil. You can get them for defeating some bosses, but actually this one is just from bosses, sorry. I always forget which one is which. And some, wait, this was a terrible example. I'm sorry I had to see that. Okay, here we go. The thermal metallic foil. This one over here. This one you can get from defeating bosses, but not really that well. Because they added at this last patch, you can just defeat bosses and elite enemies in certain missions and still get it. But I believe you get like 1, maybe 2, and in this case you need 26. So it's not really that optimal. You want to open encrypted vaults instead. That's so when you open an encrypted vault. Also, encrypted vaults give you a hell of a ton of Kuiper. I'm gonna show you guys now. I'm gonna open it now. I'm not on Enzo, but we're gonna give you guys a comparison. Keep in mind this is an ultra precision. It's also very hard. You look how small the thing is. If you're not built different, you are gonna whiff him. I whiffed him again. And I didn't even get it because I'm so terrible at the game. That is embarrassing. But that's perfect because that means we still have him, so we can hop on back. I totally failed that intentionally, so I'll have him now. And I can show you guys how much of a difference it is. Now, sadly, what you won't get to see is the difference in materials you get, but you get twice the reward by using Enzo. That's really all you need to know. But I'm gonna show you guys how much of the crafting material you get now. So, first you can already tell this thing is considerably larger. I'd say it's also moving a lot slower. Super easy to do. Just like that. I can do it sleeping. And we got 12 mixed energy residue. If I would have opened this with Bunny, we would have gotten 6. So, very big difference. It's much easier to do it with Enzo, and you get way more materials, and you get Kuiper. It's a no-brainer, right? Because it will make the rest of the game that much easier. So even though it's not a must-have, you can get the materials otherwise. It's just so much more optimal than running the bosses yourself or opening the vaults yourself. So, that was a perfect timing with that dramatic sound. How do you get Enzo? So as you can already see, it is quite a list. It's quite a list. So we're just gonna hop on through it. We're just gonna go through it. We're gonna go through all of it. So starting off, we got the monomolecular extractor, chat. This one is super easy to get. Conveniently, there's one right here. You have to open boxes to get this one. This is, depending on what zone you're in, or whatever you call like these areas, they will drop different items when you open the munitions boxes. In the case of the monomolecular extractor, you'll get it from opening munition boxes and resource boxes in Agna Desert, and one is right here. When you're running around, if you don't know where to get any of these boxes, when you're running around, just hit the tab, and even if they're really far away, if they're within range, they will still show, see here through the wall, this little diamond-shaped thing. We're gonna pop this one open, and we got 133 monomolecular extractors, so if we needed that many, we would have had it. Now we already have enough, and we already have Enzo, so it doesn't matter. So moving on, how to get Flectorite is the exact same process, but in White Knight Gulch. I don't think it really matters where you go. There's probably some spots out here where there is like a box immediately when you teleport, but it's such a marginal difference, I believe, that it doesn't really matter where you go. You can kind of just jump around and you'll find it. So we spawn here, we're scanning, you can immediately see this one right here. Like, they are all over the place. There's a Flectorite, just like that. Then we got that. And you can just keep running around and you can get it. If you can't find it, you can just roll back and you'll get it again. As for the inorganic bagel, as I like to call it, it's a little bit different. This one you can only get from running these. They are from killing the bosses on these strategic outposts. All you can really do is re-roll them. But we're gonna hop on over and we're gonna do that one as well. And I believe it's both of the different strategic outposts in Vespers. Somebody in my chat told me that scanning all of the scanners or whatever raised the drop rate of them, but I think, honestly, I haven't seen any proof of that whatsoever. I've tried it, and personally, I have not seen any difference in the drop rate. Not for the unique item, nor for the amorphous materials. So I think that's just a hoax that's going around. Because because I have not seen a difference whatsoever from doing myself. No, sadly I didn't get it this time, but all you have to do if you don't get it from this one is you just hop on over to this one and you'll do it all over again. And you just gotta keep rolling it, you gotta keep doing it over and over. There are some items you can get that increase your drop rate of these items, I believe. And there we go. And sadly we didn't get it this time either, but then you can just jump back over here and then you just keep doing it over and over and over again until you eventually get all that you need. And that's how you get the inorganic bagel. But moving on, we have way more to go through, so we're just gonna keep moving on with that. We of course have the enhanced cells blueprint. Now this one is gonna be a little bit more, but there's a lot of different ways you can go about this, but the easiest way is by getting the O28 amorphous material pattern, which you get by doing a infiltration here at this point right here. And this is where having sharen comes in handy. If you do not have sharen, you can't get this item, or this amorphous material. So it all ties together nicely, right? You need sharen if you want to get this done. So now thankfully it's on normal. Then all you need to do is hop on over here. Actually, scratch it. You don't actually need sharen for this one necessarily, but I suggest using her for this one. You will need her later on, but in this case, you just need her because you can get the 28 twice. If you can get it, it has a 25% drop rate, as you can see here, for doing, or 20% drop rate for just doing it. And then if you do a successful infiltration that we're gonna do now, so like a sneaky beaky one, it has you have a chance of getting both of them, or just one, but it's an additional 20% modifier or 20% drop. So we are gonna do that. And there we go, a 28, just like that. So now that we have the 28, what do we do with it? Very simple stuff, actually. We're gonna head on over here to the Agna Desert Mirage Stone Deposit Fusion Reactor. I'm gonna swap to Bunny and also teleport closer. Probably run Glay here as well, but we run faster and it looks better, so you know. More to look at. Doing this for you guys. So we have all that we need, but if you need monomer, we literally just showed you guys where you can get it, but you can also get monomer by doing this one if you have a non-attribute. Oh, actually, never mind. Never do the non-attribute void missions. I forgot this. They're actually terrible. I'm actually gonna tell you guys which one you want to do. You would want to hop on over to Fortress, and you want to do this one over here. I'm actually gonna show you guys how to do this one right now. There's a little bit of a teaser for the new video, so you guys will see how to get monomer. I recently did this farm myself, but we're gonna show you guys how to get it so you know how to get it, and then if you refer to it later, you'll know where to go. What's so cool about this one too is you can kind of just stand up here if you would like. There's one spawn here, and then you have another spawn on here. And there we go. So now we have an additional, this is again on hard mode. So now we got an additional 12 monomers. Now we can head on back to Agna Desert, Mirage Stone. We gotta put it back to normal because they don't need us to be on hard here. And there we go. So now we have an additional, this is again on hard mode. So now we got an additional 12 monomers. Now we can head on back to, the thing is you can, as with most of these items, you can actually get this enzo shard or enzo part out of many different amorphous materials. But this is the most optimal one as it has it's again, you can get both of You get up to 2 at a time when you're doing the infiltration, and then you can get at about a 20% drop rate for each, and then you can get this. You can get the actual enhanced cells blueprint by unlocking it here. It has a. Oops, I was not paying attention at all. It has a 38% drop rate when you unlock it here, so your odds will be the best if you unlock it here. You can do it in other places too, but it will probably take you longer because we're looking at, I believe it's like a 10% drop rate or something else. So we just gotta defeat the boss, and then it spawns the repurposed, and we have again 38% chance of getting the enzo blueprint. And who knows, maybe we get that one, that'd be cool, because that's what I need right now. Now, just another Smithereens blueprint, which I have a million, but again, 38% drop rate, so that's, assuming you get lucky, you're just gonna have to run it over and over again. Like, it's basically in-house, you can just kind of run back and forth. If you get lucky, you'll have your enhanced cells. Moving on though, we have 3 more parts before we can put enzo together and get this spicy loot. Next up is the stabilizer. And for that, you're gonna need silicon. We're gonna go to Echo Swamp. Very simple stuff, just anywhere in Echo Swamp that you feel like. Doesn't really matter. It may have mattered here because there's none of them around. I think there's some in the cave over here. Oh, there's one over here. Then we got some silicon, so then we can move on to the nanopolymers. We're gonna go back to Vermilion Waste. I mean, if you know the spots, might as well go to the same spots, right? Simple as that. See, there's 4 of them right here. I might make like a video as well going over the most optimal way to get munitions and whatever, or like without the most boxes. But I feel like it's so easy to get, it doesn't really matter. There's the nanopolymers, great. Moving on, we got the now the advanced neural circuit. I previously made a video where I said that this spot is the best one. I still believe it might be. No, sorry, not Cape Relator. It's Forgotten Comms Device, I believe. I always forget. It's easier when I'm there. I think it's Forgotten Comms Device actually. So I previously said that the fastest way to get these brains was running it on doing this mission over here on hard. Supposedly the drop rate is the same on normal. So we're actually gonna try that out real quick. We're gonna see what the drop rate is, because if it's faster on normal, why not do it on normal? Just need to kill an elite at the end of the day. We have not tried it ever since I read that comment. Let's see. You guys get a live Ottr being wrong reaction, or right for that matter. Elite Predator. We did get 2 out of it. We did get 2 out of it. So I'd argue that was a lot faster than hard mode as well. So you know what? We can also go for the hold F2 and then we'll do R. We'll do it one more time. 38 seconds is pretty fast. Let's do it one more time, see if we get it. Because then they were actually right. This might just be the fastest way to do it on normal instead of hard. Even if the drop rate is marginally slower, it might still be better. On. There we go. I wasn't sure if it was part of the mission or not. And yeah, who would have thought? Okay, so you would definitely want to do it on normal and not hard, because we got 2 now. I think I've gotten 3 before, but not every single time. So definitely seems to be more optimal to just run it on normal. But once you have all of these, that's also good to know, because I have to grind crystallization later. Then we can just go here. But moving on, we're gonna have to get the stabilizer blueprint. Now this one is the same damn thing. You need the sharen. We're gonna get the 040, which we get over here, and the Volga strategic outpost. And as you see here, it's 040. Oh, it's the exact same thing, actually. You can get a double with sharen. You don't actually need to get sharen for this one. But again, it is twice as likely that you'll get it by doing an infiltration. So it just makes the most sense. Now I just realized we entered here in public, so there is a good chance we don't actually, unless we get very lucky. This one is very, yeah, people usually run it a lot, so we're gonna have to go back to Albion. Operate the device. Operate the device. Operate the device. Operate the device. Now we're doing this on normal, so... Oh, he's still pretty tanky. There we go. Then we got the 040, that's perfect. So then we can head on over to the void reactor right here. We'll stay on Sharon because it's normal, otherwise I might regret it. I don't think the Morphous drop rates are any different on the hard versus easy, are they? They're not, they're the same anyways. Yeah, this one has a 38% drop rate as with the other one. We're staying on Sharon because it's normal, so in theory it shouldn't be that hard. But okay. I wasn't expecting them to be so tanky. Where are my crits at? Go. And now we can pop this one over. Again, it's a 38% drop rate on this one. Do we need one there? And all they have to do is... I'm actually gonna pop a shape stabilizer because I have that already, and I kind of want that one. Maybe even that one. So I might as well use a stabilizer that's just lying around. But moving on then. So assuming you've done all of this and you got all the RNG, you've got all the items, you can then go and craft this. Will take 8 hours. But then you have the stabilizer, which means that you're more than halfway done. Because then you have the spiral catalyst, you're gonna need the semi-permanent plasma, which you get in Vespers resource boxes. It's a semi-permanent plasma, all G my G. So moving on then, we're gonna get the next part, which is the ceramic composite, which we'll get in White Knight Gulch. And you might be asking me, Ottr, why are you showing us how to get this? You're kind of just repeating yourself. And all I'm gonna say is, when you get a video past 8 minutes, you can put mid-rolls on it, which means I can get more money out of the ads. Simple as that. Simple as that. Hit the like if you agree. So anyways, we're gonna open this one. We got the ceramic composite. And then we're gonna... I know someone's gonna be angry about that. Moving on, we gotta get the positive ion particle. It's the same thing. You can get it from, actually you can only get it from mission monsters, but you do have a few more options. Now personally, I had written it down and I forgot in my head which one it was. Agnes' surveillance location. That's the one I wrote down, which is right here. That's the one. Now these are both defense missions, so it's either this one or the other one. They're both like surveillance location defense. So depending, there's a chance that there are faster ways to do this, but I have not found them myself. I haven't tested enough to say for sure. Maybe some of these are like, oh, it says it's 10 minutes or less, but you can speed run it if you do like really efficiently, but I have not found one of those yet. And there we go. And just like that, we dropped 4 of the positive ion particles. Again, if you guys know a faster way to get it, let me know, because it does not feel time efficient whatsoever. And you need quite a bunch of them, so anything helps. But after you've finished grinding for these, you want to go and run for the spiral catalyst blueprint, which I've found is the best, is the 110. I have 5 of these because I've been grinding for something else. This is also a infiltration mission, so we're gonna need Sharen for that. Oh, this one you need to do on hard. This one you need to do on hard, otherwise you're not gonna get it. So in some cases you do need to run them on hard. And this is one example of it. Sometimes they do drop different items. You don't, however, we don't need the 111, which you get for being invisible. We only need the 110, so we can actually stay on bunny. So this is for you guys who are staying on the bunny for that extra content. This one is a bit annoying too, because it has like all the suiciding robots. And the laser one. And there we go. Did we get it? No, sadly we did not get the 110 right here, which is a shame. I would have loved to get the 110, but thankfully we already have one, so we can just take it to the next step, which is of course this void reactor over here. If you want to get the fragment you need, all you need is a fire legend, because this one only requires 35 organic void shards and 10 organic ones. Like this one, I believe you need to open in hard. I'm actually gonna try the normal, but I'm pretty sure you need to open it in hard. The enemies are harder on hard, but maybe you don't need it for the repurposed device, actually. Because I know you just made it hard for myself for no reason. You get better loot from the commanders, sure, but... Let's see... Okay, no, you need to run them on the... I just wanted to make sure for sure. You need to run them in hard. If it's a hard material, you need to run it in a hard fusion reactor. Now we know. But again, this one needed quite a bit of organic shards to unlock, and you're gonna have to get that for your fire character. If you started with Lepic like me, use Lepic. Otherwise, you might have to grind for Blair. Now I don't think Blair is necessarily a must-have. You could argue he is, because you kind of want fire to get the organic materials, but you can always substitute some other way. The only one I feel like you really need to worry about is toxic, which is why I suggested freyna previously. Now we are actually on normal still, my bad. So I think the first Descendant feels too easy to avoid intercepts. Not necessarily. I don't know, it's a chill game. Fairly easy. So anyways, I think with Lepic, I think this is a build I've been holding. I think it's fun to play like this. Haven't really upgraded as much as I want to. But I just pull them all together, make that one as big as I possibly can, and then just kill them with the Thunder Cage. Yeah, so the thing is with organic materials is you can get it from fire, but there is a run you can make in Agna Desert where you actually can unlock it with electric too. So it's not as necessary as toxicity, because you can only get inorganic with toxic. It's my weapon specifically for clearing mobs. I'm probably not gonna keep it for bossing once everything else is fully upgraded. Just time that. Doesn't matter, all good. And then we gotta pull it up. And then we have the 110 here. Again, I had already 5. There's a 10% drop rate on this one, but it is the highest I could find. So it is a bit rare. You could pop in a shape stabilizer if you would like, as this will give you a higher chance to get there. If you want the CMO code, might as well, right? And I didn't get it, because I never get it. I don't think we got a single item that we need to get so far today, or rather for the video. It's kind of crazy if you think about it. That's just our luck, I guess, but we don't actually need it, so I guess it's fair. Moving on though, we're almost done with enzo. There's one more item we need to grind. Now we have the spiral catalyst. Obviously, you gotta plug these in as you go along to save yourself as much time as possible. And then finally, we're gonna get the enzo code, which we will get most easily through the 035. And that's for a very good reason, the same reason we ran the previous ones. It is for the same reason we ran the previous ones, and that's because 035 is from one of these, this hatchery, and you have a chance of getting 2 at the same time, which effectively raises the drop rate by, I'm not good with math, I assume if you can get 2 different ones at 20% drop rate, then that would mean you can get, it's a 40% drop rate to get 1, I think. Great. So we did not get it this time, sadly. Again, there's a 40% chance of doing it with a successful infiltration. We got a crystal biogel, so that's something, just not what we get. But assuming you get the amorphous material, the 035, you then need to open this fusion reactor all the way down here. And seeing as you can just do it in normal, you don't need to do it in hard. In order to open it, you need inorganic void shards. This is exactly where freyna comes in play, because you only get 4 organic void shards doing this one, or 1 inorganic void shard. But if you did the previous steps in the video and you got freyna, I don't know the exact best one at the moment. Again, we're working on a video covering where you can get them the easiest, but in White Gulch there is the mountain top. It's over here. This is actually the one I think I showed before, because I ran this one quite a bit. I mean, you also get a great view, so you know, it's perfect. Yep, and there you go. Now we got the 4 inorganic void shards. Oops, my bad, I should run it in, I'm stupid, I should run it in hard because you get 12. Sorry about that. But this one we don't need to, run in hard. You just run it in normal, but then we're gonna have to go over there as well. So we're gonna do that. And you should have your 12 materials. Just pop that bad boy open. Again, you can do this one on normal, but obviously you'll get more if you do void shard on hard. There we go. And now I don't have the 035, but if I had it, we could just pop it right in here, and then we would get the code at a, oh, I forgot, a 10% drop rate, I believe. No, 38% drop rate. So odds are you probably get it in the first try. Pretty damn great. If not, then second or third. But overall, it's a bit of a grind. Like, we've been recording this for about 2 hours. That's how long it took. So we could expect it to take about 2 hours or less. If you're doing it very efficiently and you have the best luck in the damn world. It is freehold Descendants after all. But again, it's very valuable to get all 3. Sharen, as you can see, because of the infiltration missions. Freyna, as you can see, to get the inorganic shards, and it's a must-have. And then, of course, enzo, so you can open things and unlock more things that you want in the future much faster and much more easily. I would also suggest, if you're just starting or if you get the chance to pick Viessa as a starter, because out of Ajax and out of Lepik, and then of course out of Viessa, she is by far the hardest one to actually obtain and craft. And there's not really a good way to get the shards that she drops, which I believe is the polymer, without ice. So if you don't have Viessa, it's gonna be really hard to get your hands on polymer shards unless somebody helps you. So I really suggest picking her if you have a chance. Otherwise, you should probably start grinding her the same way I suggested freyna. But I don't think that's as necessary in a video, or in this video, because we're just covering free legends or free descendants. And in many cases, people already do have Viessa, so there's kind of no point. But we can follow it up and do a video on how to get her, and others as well if you guys are interested. But that was it for this video. Those are the 3 descendants that you must have, and a little bit of an extra on the side. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit the like, subscribe, and of course, as usual, I cannot ask this enough, and I will not stop asking you guys. If you guys enjoy my content, this one tiny thing I would love for you guys to do. There's a link in the description. There's a link in the comments, at the top of the comments. This is my creator code right here, Ottr3317, or by clicking the link, you can click down here, click support. When you do this, if you guys do end up buying something in the game, I get a tiny bit of kickback. It also, and even if you don't buy anything, it helps me out a lot. It takes like less than a minute to do if you're logged in. I believe you can also do this in the game as well. Just don't know exactly how it works, but it helps me out a lot, so make sure to do that. just become a supporter today. But that was it for me today for the video. We're gonna continue the live stream over twitch.tv/Ottr. So I hope you had a good one, and bye bye.